December 2000. For years, the legend of Reggie White had echoed across NFL stadiums, a force of nature known as the Minister of Defense. But now, after a storied playing career, the uniform was off. Reggie White stood on the sidelines of a Carolina Panthers practice field, not as a player, but as an assistant defensive coach. His transition from the gridiron's undisputed star to a mentor marked the beginning of a profound new chapter, one dedicated to impacting the game and society in ways few athletes ever achieve. This was Reggie White's unwavering commitment to service, redefined for a life beyond the tackle. Reggie's brief stint with the Carolina Panthers in 2000 was a testament to his desire to remain connected to the game, but more importantly, to nurture the next generation. He then took on the role of defensive line coach for the XFL's Memphis Maniacs in 2001. This wasn't about fame or fortune, it was about stewardship. He saw coaching as an extension of his ministry, an opportunity to instill discipline, character, and faith into young men finding their way in professional sports. His presence, even in a nascent league, lent immediate credibility and drew attention to the Maniacs. But Reggie White's ambitions stretched beyond the coaching whistle. He had a deeper vision for influencing the game, from the executive suite. He interned with the Green Bay Packers front office, a team he had helped lead to a Super Bowl victory. This was not a ceremonial position. Reggie was genuinely exploring the complex world of team management, expressing a clear interest in becoming a general manager. He saw it as another avenue to shape team culture, player development, and the overall direction of an organization, believing his unique blend of playing experience and spiritual guidance could be invaluable. The transition from being an iconic player to a front office executive or even a coach presented its own set of challenges. The locker room dynamics were different, the strategic planning more abstract, and the power structures unfamiliar. Reggie White, known for his dominance, had to learn to lead from a different vantage point. He approached these new roles with the same intensity and dedication he brought to the field, absorbing knowledge and building relationships. He understood that true leadership wasn't just about giving orders, but about understanding the intricate machinery of an organization, fostering collaboration, and inspiring shared vision. Beyond the strategic boardrooms and practice fields, Reggie White's life was fundamentally driven by his profound faith. An ordained minister, he continued his ministry work actively after retirement, seeing it not as a separate endeavor, but as the very foundation of his being. His Minister of Defense moniker wasn't just a nickname, it was a calling. He spoke openly about his beliefs, often using his platform to share messages of hope, redemption, and moral obligation. This deep spiritual commitment was the wellspring for all his post-NFL endeavors, shaping his decisions and guiding his interactions. Reggie's commitment to service extended beyond the church and the football arena into national civic engagement. In 2003, President George W. Bush appointed him to the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation. This significant role acknowledged White's dedication to inspiring volunteerism and community involvement across America. He leveraged this platform to advocate for programs that uplifted underserved communities and encouraged active citizenship. Reggie believed that celebrity came with a responsibility, and he embraced this duty wholeheartedly, aiming to be a catalyst for positive change on a much broader scale than ever before. Central to Reggie White's philanthropic vision was active community development, particularly within inner-city areas that often lacked resources and opportunities. He understood that true change began at the grassroots level. He invested his time, resources, and influence into initiatives focused on economic empowerment, educational access, and creating safe spaces for youth. Reggie believed in providing tools and fostering self-sufficiency, rather than just offering handouts. His efforts were deeply personal, rooted in a desire to see every individual, regardless of their circumstances, have the chance to thrive and realize their full potential. Beyond economic uplift, Reggie White became a vocal and passionate advocate for racial reconciliation. He understood the deep divisions that plagued society and believed that his faith compelled him to bridge those gaps. He spoke out against prejudice and promoted understanding between different racial and cultural groups, often engaging in difficult but necessary conversations. Reggie's message was one of unity, forgiveness, and mutual respect, aiming to heal historical wounds and foster a more harmonious coexistence. He used his immense platform not for division, but for bringing people together under a common banner of humanity. To formalize and expand his extensive philanthropic efforts, Reggie White established the Reggie White Foundation. This organization became the primary vehicle for his community outreach, particularly focusing on education, youth development, and economic opportunity in underserved communities. The foundation embodied Reggie's belief that true success was measured not by personal accolades, but by the positive impact one had on others' lives. It allowed him to strategically channel resources and coordinate programs that reflected his core values of integrity, service, and a deep-seated commitment to helping those most in need. His vision was clear: leave the world better than he found it. Reggie White's life was a living testament to a set of unwavering principles: integrity, faith, and service. These weren't abstract concepts but actionable tenets that guided his every decision, both on and off the field. He believed that athletes, especially those with significant platforms, had a moral obligation to impact society positively. This wasn't just about donating money, it was about investing time, leadership, and personal conviction. He saw himself as a steward of his gifts, not an owner, and felt a profound responsibility to use his influence for the betterment of others. This ethos became his enduring mark. Reggie White's impact reverberated far beyond his personal charitable acts. It fundamentally began to shape modern NFL culture. By openly embracing his faith, pursuing post-career leadership roles, and championing social causes, he demonstrated a new paradigm for professional athletes. He showed that it was possible to be a fiercely competitive player while simultaneously being a deeply committed community leader and a man of unwavering principle. His example challenged the notion that athletes should stick to sports, instead advocating for a broader, more impactful role in society. This was a quiet revolution, led by one of the game's greatest. His influence encouraged younger players to consider their roles as community leaders more seriously. Many saw Reggie's example and understood that their platform extended beyond Sundays. They observed his dedication to philanthropy and began to emulate it, recognizing the power they held to enact positive change. Reggie White implicitly pushed the league itself to think more about player welfare, post-career paths, and the social responsibility of its organizations. His voice carried weight, and his actions amplified the growing expectation that professional sports should contribute meaningfully to the greater good, setting a new standard for athlete engagement. Reggie's unwavering commitment to the well-being of his peers translated into a subtle yet powerful advocacy for player welfare within the NFL. Through his front office internship and ongoing engagement with the league, he brought a player's perspective to discussions about post-career transitions, health, and financial planning. His very presence in these non-playing roles highlighted the need for the NFL to actively support its athletes beyond their playing days, laying groundwork for improved resources and programs. He envisioned a league where players were not just assets, but individuals whose holistic health and future were genuinely prioritized. Reggie White's message was simple yet profound: greatness on the field should be matched by greatness in character and service off the field. He epitomized this belief, challenging fellow athletes, team executives, and the league itself to embrace a higher calling. His principles fostered a culture within the NFL that encouraged players to use their influence for good, to engage with their communities, and to understand the weight of their public platform. This legacy isn't confined to a specific initiative, it's woven into the very fabric of how many modern athletes view their careers and their responsibilities. When Reggie White passed away in December 2004 at the age of 43, the sports world mourned the loss of a legend. But the sorrow was tempered by the overwhelming recognition of a life lived with purpose far beyond mere statistics. His impact wasn't just in sacks or Super Bowl rings, it was in the lives he touched, the communities he uplifted, and the cultural shifts he inspired within the most powerful sports league in America. Reggie White's story is a powerful reminder that true champions are defined not only by their athletic prowess but by the enduring moral and social legacy they leave behind. He was truly a minister in every sense of the word. Today, Reggie White's principles continue to resonate. When we see NFL players actively engaging in social justice, leading community initiatives, or advocating for player rights, we see echoes of Reggie White's pioneering spirit. His courageous example created pathways for future generations of athletes to embrace their full identities as leaders, philanthropists, and agents of change, not just performers. The Minister of Defense transformed the game not just by redefining defensive play, but by redefining what it meant to be an NFL superstar, a person committed to making a tangible, positive difference in the world. His legacy is an ongoing testament to the power of faith, service, and unwavering integrity.